Hello, welcome into this mystery reading. My name is Molly. I am the Quantum Leap Queen. Let's dive right into this reading, huh? Shall we? It is as much a mystery for you as it is for me. I am simply the messenger. So I'm just trusting that whatever this group needs to hear, if you clicked on this video, there is some nourishment here for you. So I'm going to set the intention right off the bat to give you the best messages that you need to hear today. And I'm going to start with some tarot. I have the Every Little Thing You Do is Magic tarot. Let's take a look and see. I'm going to ask for some details about what we need to talk about and discuss today. So, okay. We have the Hanged One. It's not the Hanged Man, but it is the Hanged One. That's a cool photo. I like that. And we have the Nine of Wands. Oh, it's a porcupine. The Nine of Wands. And then we have the Two of Swords. Okay. The Two of Swords. So, Hanged Man, Nine of Wands, Two of Swords. There's definitely something within you that causes some chaos, let's say. I don't know if you've been feeling energies of stress or chaos, or feeling like something needs to be looked at within you, but not sure how to address it. Yeah, because the Hanged Man is seeing something from a new perspective or needing that insight from a new perspective. The Nine of Wands, fighting. It's kind of like fighting for your viewpoints or fighting for what you have. It's guarding a lot. You could be guarding your heart, for example. The Two of Swords has been a lot of internal reflection. I feel like you've really looked at yourself, but there's this frustration in the energy of why can't I let go, or why is something still energetically holding me down, holding me back? So I think that's what we need to address, and that's what we need to look at, is what's going on in the mind. There's something that needs to be looked at from a different point of view. That's what I feel. So let's ask what that is. Can we get some more details about what that is? Let's take a look. What else does this group need to know about that? Let's see. Oh, thank you. I have the Hierophant, which is an elephant. I love that in this deck. The Hierophant is an elephant. With the Chariot. Okay, nice. Nice. So the Hierophant is another card that has to do with belief systems. So that is, we are definitely looking at something in your mindset and how you see the world. With the Chariot is the card of a new beginning. Starting new, starting fresh. But as this card depicts, it's almost like one horse is breaking free of its old self. Because there's two horses, but they are connected at the legs. And it's kind of like, I'm getting this jolt, actually, when I feel into the energy. It's kind of like it was like a sudden shift or sudden change that happened in your life, and you were not expecting it. And it was a shock factor a bit. It happened suddenly. And since then, you've kind of had to really cultivate a new self. But you didn't have the luxury of doing it in a slow way. You kind of had to adapt rather quickly. That's what I see happened. So let me ask for advice for this. Now that we have a little more information. The Tower, yep, exactly. This Tower card is really interesting because the fire, the flames are just starting to come out of the tower itself through the windows. And when I first saw this card, it literally reminded me of like, I'm sorry, but like projectile vomiting or like diarrhea or something, like where it's just like blah, like all of a sudden it's there, like 0 to 100. And again, I feel like that's kind of what happened. It was something came very suddenly. Very suddenly. It was like all of a sudden it was there, and there was a crumbling down, or there was this mess, and you had to adjust from there. There wasn't a gradual thing. It was instant, basically. Instant and messy. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. So I think they're just confirming still what you've been through, so you know that we're talking about the right thing. So where is this person still stuck, and what advice could they really benefit from? Ooh, I have this Ace of Swords in the reverse. Nice. Yeah, let's start there. The Ace of Swords in the reverse. So when it's upright, it's like a very it's like an aha moment, or like a very locked in place point of view. We'll say that too. When it's in the reverse, it's like there's something that you're deeming as true in your vibration, but it's not actually true. And that's what we need to look at. That's what we need to look at. So let me ask, what is this false evidence appearing real in their mindset? What do they need to look at here? Okay. There is energy here of feeling like it's your job, or it's still on your shoulders to clean up the mess of whatever happened. That you still have responsibility to this thing, to whatever this was that was so explosive. But they're saying that that's not true. It's actually not true that you still have to hold it all together, have it all on your shoulders, or you are the cleanup crew, or something like that. You're holding on to that belief that that is your role and that is your responsibility. But what I'm seeing is that's not actually true, and that's the thing that is throwing you off, because you take on this responsibility that is not yours, and you need to not do that because it makes you unbalanced. There's some nourishment with this card too, the Four of Wands, to say that really your energy is best invested when it's in the commitment to you. So however other people took this situation, that's their journey to heal. Not that you can't be supportive at times, but really it's almost like your focus is like more on making sure everyone else is okay, or everything else is okay, and you're not even focused on you after this event, like on the commitment to you, on getting centered within you again. Because the Four of Wands is that commitment to self. That's how I feel this card right now, is like commitment to yourself again, and not having it be about outside things. That's where you need to make your shift, because it's like the outside is draining you, but you're also allowing it to, you're wanting it to, because then your energy doesn't have to go back inwards, and there may be some things that you have to address within you. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I sense. So I definitely want to pull another card or two and find out what else I can tell you. Let's take a look. What else? What else will be good for this group to hear? Okay. I have the Six of Swords and the Oracle of Swords. Nice. I like this combo because I feel like it's telling me the Six of Swords is a card of when you don't know the unknown. When you feel like you're in the unknown. And it's interesting, there's a pelican. No, not a pelican. What do you call these? A puffin. A puffin. Literally about literally just flying down and putting his fins in a volcano. Like he's choosing to do that. That's where I kind of feel you live. You're still living in that energy of the explosion or of the chaos. And it's almost like you feel like you can't leave it or that you're obligated to stay there. And the Six of Swords is this feeling of moving through an unknown place. It feels uncomfortable because you don't know what's going on. So I feel like that's just confirmation for you about the energy I've been picking up on and where you're currently feeling vibrationally. It's also, I'm noticing number 55, and the fives are the sign of change. The number 5 has to do with change. With the Oracle of Swords coming out, this is the Queen of Swords. It's saying that you have to make right with your mindset, with your perspective, how you see not only what happened, but where you're at now. You have to be okay with letting people deal with things on their own, I'm hearing. Like it's not your job to make sure that everyone is emotionally healed from whatever happened. It is your job to take care of yourself. And that's what the Queen of Swords is saying is I gotta see everything and come to peace with what happened. And then truly you will be more centered. There will be more peace. It's not this puffin in the lava. Instead, it is this beautiful scenic picture of all the birds and the butterflies. And there's one sword in the ground, and that's saying like, okay, I've made my peace with it. Mentally, I have made my peace with it. That's what I'm feeling, sensing here. That is the disconnect and why you feel so loco crazy, maybe at times, or like that thing is holding you back. This heavy energy still weighs within you because you haven't moved on from taking back responsibility of your mindset, your perspective, and yours alone. That's what I feel. I do feel like I want to pull at least like one more card for you from the tarot before we move on. Because I do feel like there could be a send-off message just with the tarot part. Anything. Last message for this group from the tarot. Okay, I have the 3 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. Okay. I don't know if there's people around you that are very negative or like happen to go to the negative a lot, or maybe you feel like that is you or something. There's just a big clash I see between people that are in drama, I suppose, and like gravitate towards the negative emotions, and then there are people that are optimistic and really counting their blessings, and there's this interesting dynamic between the two, one feeling not so grateful, one feeling very grateful, and that could just be talking about the energies that you experience with you having kind of extreme energies like this. My best advice for this is to continue to ask yourself what is most important to you, and maybe it is that vibration of peace, calm within you, and to address any of those thought patterns that are plaguing you or those people even that are plaguing you, and make sure to create the proper space. If you have a lot of, let's say, that's going on in your mind, write it down, because once you get thoughts out from your mind and onto paper, they don't have the same grip over you. There's lots of things that you can do to look at mindset, but at least we narrowed down what the issue is, where you're getting tripped up in your mindset, and it is taking on responsibility that isn't yours. So they're saying stay in your own lane and create that environment of peace for yourself. And that will likely include looking at what is still you're still feeding in your belief systems. Are you feeding the thoughts that lead to negative things? Are you feeding the thoughts that lead to better, more positive things? Okay, I feel like I've said what I wanted to say with the tarot. I would like to now move on to some oracle cards. Let's do the I Create My Reality deck. We'll see what message is here for you now. Let's see what message is here for this group. What do they need to hear most? The message is, I am enough. I am enough. It says, I am enough. I am a beautiful creation, exactly as I am. Speak kindly to yourself. Give yourself credit for trying instead of criticizing yourself, and honor everything that you have achieved. Shift thoughts of inadequacy to thoughts of celebration for your life and your uniqueness. When you realize that you have enough and you are enough, life becomes a piece of cake, chocolate cake. Yeah. So that could even be talking about the 3 and 4 of cups that we had, feeling like if you do feel like you criticize yourself, or like, I would imagine that those are probably pretty organic thoughts that come from whatever you went through. And if you're still holding on, there's still some kind of blame or something, or there's something where you feel like obligated, like you're the one responsible for clearing up the mess. If other people are still affected, you feel like you're the one responsible, but it's not your responsibility. Everyone is responsible for themselves. So that's what it's saying. You are enough as you are. You don't need to prove your worthiness to this, that, or the other. And that your worth is not connected to this past event. It's not connected to that. Your worth comes from, obviously, within you. So it's really reconnecting back to yourself. That is a big message for this group. To take off the blame, to take off the fault, and to make sure you are really connected to your light, to the love that you are. Going through a situation like this, you already see more of your darkness, but it's all part of you. We have to have the dark to have the light, right? And it's not bad. It's just you have an opportunity here to see it with compassion, your own messiness, and those of others too. And those of others are not your responsibility. You be with you and you when it comes to the emotional processing. Okay. I'm gonna pull throw some astro dice next. Let's do that. And just kind of get any astrological advice for you here. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I got Venus and Cancer in the 12th house. Well, the 12th house is a karmic house. It's the last house before the zodiac ends, and it's usually known as a house of karma. So, because you're ending karmic cycles here. So I feel like you're ending actually a karmic cycle that probably goes beyond just this lifetime with a Venus and Cancer signature. So Venus being the heart, being the feminine energy, and your emotions, like, your values. in Cancer, which is a water sign. The moon rules Cancer. It's the mother as well, feminine energy here too. So it's like a very sensitive, soft place to have your Venus, but in some territory that is very karmic. So what I want to say is it's almost like nightmarish, like that happened to your heart. Something happened that I was just like you wouldn't wish that on anyone. Like something really tragic, or at least something that really like hit your heart hard in not a pleasant way, I feel came about. But they're saying that you have an opportunity here to really transcend the energy and really transcend the karma around this so that it doesn't happen again and you truly end the cycle of the hurt to your heart and emotions and the femininity here. There could be something where within you the feminine was hurt, or within another. Something like that is what I'm picking up on. So let me pull from the astrological deck and see what further messages will help us out here. What does this group need to hear most regarding these energies? Empathy, and it's the 12th house, or number 12, with moon in Pisces. Moon in Pisces, 12th house. Empathy, yes. It literally is dropping you into a new level of empathy because you have no choice but to expand your capacity to hold things emotionally. That's what I feel is a byproduct of what you went through. I'm going to say real quick too, because I feel like this needs to be said, that it wasn't, let's say that it wasn't anyone's fault about why this happened. This is something that your soul chose to experience and go through, and it's very purposeful because it wants you to go to deeper levels of empathy and deeper levels of feeling within yourself, and also to clear up past karma that never got cleared and never had its moment of full completion. So that's the opportunity you have here, is to complete that fully so you don't have to experience that again. That's what I feel. There's something like that. Let's see. Acquisition, we have the sun in Taurus. There's a lot of feminine energy because Taurus is a earth sign. So there is this groundedness that you're coming back to. Acquisition reminds me, just this card, it reminds me a bit of like someone really getting to know who they are and like have mastered themselves, and then meeting someone also who is a master of themselves and being able to create a relationship that is based on two people who are whole and complete, and they're not making a karmic cycle of a trauma bond in their relationship. They're making a co-collaborative, equal partnership, a partnership that is matched. That makes sense. So take that as it resonates, but that is something I feel also with all this energy. So that's what I'm feeling there. I am going to move on. There's a couple more decks I'd like to get to here, but I feel like the picture is here, and there's hopefully some good nourishment for you here. Let's do the Sacred Symbols Oracle next, and we'll take a look and see what you guys need to hear next. What's the best message for this group here today? What do they need to hear next in this reading? Growth. growth, and it's a spiral. Number 15. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. You are in a growth period, and you have been going through these karmic cycles, and you're about to end them. 15. Okay, growth. A time of evolution and growth is here. You may be leaving behind outdated and antiquated relationships, mentors, belief systems, situations, or environments. If you are inquiring about a situation or relationship, this card calls for a deeper commitment or a decision to let go in order to honor your journey. Draw another card for clarity about which direction to take regarding your situation. This card represents knowing that all will be well for the highest good. The symbol is a spiral. The spiral is one of the oldest designs to appear throughout the ages, even as far back as prehistoric times. It is a symbol of growth and evolution. It is a sacred symbol that represents the cycle and journey of humankind. Yes. And the Fibonacci sequence, and there's so much. Like, this is basically a mandala too. Like, yes. It did suggest throwing another card. I'm just curious what would happen if we did that, and to see what direction now your growth would benefit from. And then I got the release card with a knife. That's so self-explanatory. Release. And because our colors with these two are purple and blue, it's reminding me of like High Priestess energy. So this is on a level of energy and of intuition, and very much you're the one doing the alchemizing. You're the one transmuting all of this. Let me just see if there's any extra advice we want from the release card. 42, release. Without delay, cut the cords to any unhealthy or toxic people, places, energy, habits, and beliefs. This is a time to stand in your truth without cutting anyone down in the process. Meditate on this when you want to be a spiritual warrior with love, honor, and compassion. The kirpan, which is, I'm guessing, this thing, is a ceremonial dagger carried by baptized sheiks. It cuts through negative energy and upholds the saint soldier creed that devotes of the Sikh religion embrace. I don't know anything about them, but yes. So that's that. You're doing your releasing on outdated belief systems, how you see yourself, giving energy, outpouring energy, overgiving your energy to things that are not your responsibility. You are now taking responsibility for that, so you can use that energy to heal yourself. And finally, I would like to pull from the Animal Oracle deck. What final message is here and available for this group today, where they're at? Ooh, nice. I got victory. Victory. Number 40. Let's take a look. Number 40. Victory with the Falcon. Okay, so it says Falcon heralds victory on the horizon. She dares to accept all challenges. Now you must focus like a falcon on the end goal and discipline yourself to actualize your inner vision. There's no time for mindless activities. Focus like a laser on what needs to be done and do it. Something special is waiting to be developed, but it requires your steadfast commitment. What you most desire may take months or years, but do not rush for completion. Timing will play in your favor if you endure the long journey. True that. Falcon's medicine shares that the key to your victory is discipline. Do not lean on motivation to carry you through, because on your journey, motivation will often vanish for a time, and you must discipline yourself to push through no matter what. What you desire is attainable, and what you long to do in this life is yours, but you must work for it. Falcon's medicine suggests that you create a commitment of just 20 minutes a day working towards your goal. Now more than ever, it is time you must take a steadfast action and have unwavering faith you will succeed. Do not give up. Keep going. Something beyond your wildest dreams awaits for you to capture it. Falcon's medicine is an honor to have chosen in your spread today. It brings medicine of victory, but remember, it comes to you through your discipline. Yes. Beautiful. I love that we end on this card, because there's been so much of like, there are things we need to look at, but this is like a final reminder of like the result of the work that you are doing, which is that victorious way of living, being in that chapter of victory. And it is a really good reminder to, yes, be disciplined, but even more than that, maybe there's some synonymous, but my mind goes to like devotion to yourself. I think they're probably the same, because I think discipline comes from disciple, and devotion's got to be in there somewhere too. But basically the same meaning of really commitment to self, and really spending some time to look at, let's say, like the junk drawers within your mind or within your vibration, or those hard feelings to go into. It suggested doing 20 minutes a day working towards your goal, but I feel if you even spend a couple times a week like journaling or going into these inner child meditations, whatever feels right to you to address the problem, not even the problem, but the vibration that is keeping you in the past or keeping you to obligations that aren't yours. There's a necessity that you take radical responsibility for that vibration so you can transmute it, so you're closer to your goal of alchemization. And everything that I've been seeing in the cards says, yes, you're moving towards that. But this group, there has been some hesitation or some hesitation on really addressing what's going on. But now that you have a clear vision of where you are and where you want to be, the only thing that lays in the way of that, and not even in the way, but the only thing in the path then is your devotion, is your discipline to help yourself to transform these energies so that they don't operate and run you in the same way that they have been. You are the alchemist, you are the powerful creator here, and so it is that time to just layer by layer look at yourself. And you'll find that these energies aren't as scary or daunting as you've made them out to be. They are just energies that wanted to be expressed and lived, and then they're gone their way. So do your deep soul work in a way that is respectful to you and those around you, and you can't lose. Victory's already on your side. So that's what I feel for this group. Thank you guys for joining. I hope this reading brought you nourishment. Come back anytime you would like some nourishment. These readings are timeless and are available for you to utilize. That's it from me today, guys. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.